And then I look at Kevin and I go, oh my God, that dog just pooped in the aisle. Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews. We have full shows, we've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go. And now you can calm down with us. Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. Welcome everybody to the Calm Down podcast. Week 4 is in the books. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
We're a quarter of the way-ish, depending on how you look at it, through the season. By how you look at it, I mean with the bye, we have the Super Bowl, so we're actually a fifth of the way through. Hello, Miss Andrews. I know, I'm doing the same thing. Because when I wear these headphones, because my AirPods aren't working, it pushes the skin. If anyone has a plastic surgeon that knows how to get rid of this fold, for those of you that are just listening, it's that just crease right around the mouth, that jowl double fold, but it's okay.
Do you see there's these things that people are doing that they're sleeping with that go over the mouth? It's supposed to help your jawline. It's supposed to help you sleep better. Yeah, it's a big thing on Instagram where you put this thing like it's like a sticker almost, and it's supposed to improve the jawline. My problem is I'm a side sleeper, so I'm probably not doing myself any good by like sleeping like this and like, yeah,
I just think
it's not
good. Steve wears something called hostage tape, which is insane because he snores, and so he'll put this he'll do this whole thing right before he's like, is there anything else you want to say to me? The hostage tapes. I'm like, that's a terrible name.
That's the name.
I hate the name of it.
Awful.
Over the mouth. All right, you guys.
Putting her sweater on.
Grandma's putting her sweater on. I'm folding the skin back, tucking it into my.
That's a good idea.
My whatever the hell they're called. I can't think. My brain's not working. You guys.
Oh, here's a good one. Ready?
What?
I was about to say, holding your face back, because I was telling the girl that was doing my ponytail yesterday, could you do it as tight as possible so I look like I have like a facelift?
Yes.
And so she was trying and she was trying and she was trying. Hold on.
I love that ponytail, by the way.
Oh, thanks. It was the only thing I could do with the heat and the sweat. And it was like, chic. I don't want the pony coming out. You know what we did? Hey, guys, I know we all don't look like her, but her hairstyles are really fun to try. Rosie. We just went to Rosie's Instagram and we were just like,
she's my hero.
She's the queen of slick back. What's the best slick back to do? And Jillian looked at it and goes, would it be crazy if you did a braid? And I said, I think a braid is perfect. Because we're just, we don't have to fuss with it.
No, it's perfect. Shit. But I can't do, look, I'm going to show you these stupid headphones on. Hold on. This hairline is crazy. Like, it goes back too far. Like, I need I need the curtains coming down on the side. Like, you have a perfect, yours goes like this in a rainbow. Mine has a cul-de-sac in the corners. And so the cul-de-sac needs to be covered up.
But you could always split it at the middle and slick back like that. That's also what she does.
Okay.
So wait, you think I look good? No. At John Unvigarsky. John, I don't know how to say, you follow me. So it's, he's a fan of the Eagles, 76ers. He's a high school he went to high school. Okay, never mind.
He went to high school.
Oh, sorry. He's putting where he went to high school. I was like, what a nice guy if he's a teacher and he wrote this to me. At Erin Andrews, hair up and pulled back tight adds 5 years to your face. Hair down looks 5 years younger. Hey, John, I didn't ask. By the way, let me look up your face on here and see how you're doing. Oh, you just put like a weird avatar, no face. Get out of here. You go stand on that sidelines with makeup on, where it's 110 degrees,
John,
and try to talk. John, get out.
Here's the deal, John.
I didn't ask you.
Is your name actually John? Because we don't know what you look like. You're just hiding behind your moon.
I'll tell you what his last name is. Ung Varsky. And he follows me. Don't follow me if you're going to shit on my face. Thank you. There's a headline Us Weekly.
We have to address the large shit elephant in the room. By the way, these headlines that come out. Okay,
Come on.
Erin, obviously,
Sam Darnold. No.
Yeah, exactly.
And go ahead. Sam Darnold cares
way,
so much. He's 4-0. You know,
Clay Travis, I got a bone to pick with you with Outkick Your Coverage. Like, I don't need the headline being like Carissa's sex life.
What happened?
When you text me, you're like, don't freak out. The Sam Darnold stuff is hysterical. Because if you guys listen to the podcast, these stories they're said in a jovial, like lighthearted manner. That Aaron Rodgers
like
not coming to the desk, literally laughing. But as anyone knows, all you do is rip a headline, put it on a freaking static post and two pictures, which, by the way, the best part about the Us Weekly headline with you and Rogers is you both look great. And I was like, hey, at least they used a good picture. Sometimes with these headlines, they'll take a picture of me and I was like, I couldn't look worse. So it's adding insult to injury, but you look fantastic. So yeah. Relax, you guys. This is why I couldn't imagine actually being famous. The Jennifer Anistons of the world. Imagine how many decades this poor woman has had to be drugged through headlines that are not true. Taylor Swift, any of these
Travis, Taylor, all these people.
Them. It's so crazy.
I'm going to say, I'm going to tell a story right now. I'm in the
I like that sweater, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm a grandma. I'm getting my nails done, not because I want to, because I have to, and it's time. And it's the way I'm looking at it. It's 2 hours out of my day. I got to go. I got things going on. I get this text from Charissa. I can't use my hands. And it's like, oh my God, look at this stupid headline. So I read it. Rude, personal. Erin Andrews calls out Aaron Rodgers. Okay, if you know anything about me and my 7,000 sit downs with him and what we talk about on our show, he's actually a really good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So I get all hot and bothered and worried because I'm like, wait, what? I don't want this to get traction. So I'm hands in the stupid gel thing. And I'm like, I got to call this guy. I got to call him. I got to call Charissa. So we end up start doing voice notes to each other, which was awesome, by the way. Because I'm like, funny. Aaron, there's this stupid headline out there. I'm so sorry. Anyways, and he's just like, you guys are nuts. Like, who cares?
The gist of it. Exactly. In a sultry, great voice. What a guy.
Get your rude and personal headlines out of here.
Yeah. So that's not a real story. Clay Travis's Outkick Your Coverage, the headline, when you told me to look, of course, anytime Erin and I, and rightfully so, with different experiences
things,
in our life, the second it's like you Google yourself, which I try not to do ever unless prompted by Erin saying, wait, it's actually funny. But then I look and I'm like, Outkick Your Coverage saying something about Sam Darnold exposes Carissa's sex life. And I'm like, first of all, that's not what happened at all. Like, there was he
better not expose you before I do. I don't know. If Sam Darnold knows more than me, I'm going to be real pissed.
The whole point of this is that Sam Darnold was getting all of the information wrong and it had nothing to do with my sex life. So whatever. Anyways, congratulations, Sam Darnold, on another win. It's so stupid. I can't wait for my Vikings game. Where's the schedule?
This is so dumb.
Congratulations on the resurrection of your incredible career and your relationship with Kevin O'Connell. The relationship I'd like to talk about is the ones you think that I have off the field. What?
Here's the thing. Do not read these stupid headlines because none of them make sense. And
in fact, just listen to the podcast and then it actually will give you some context and it will entertain you. Okay. We got a lot to get to today, sister. So we're going to talk about your flight to and from Tampa, which apparently was a real debacle. I've heard none of this, so I can't wait. Yeah, the clowns are here, all right. Clown. We're going to talk about my affinity for interns and how sweet they are and my days of being one. You also were an intern. We're going to talk about this morning I overheard a conversation at Whole Foods from the checkout lady and I wanted to jump in. Can't wait to get a pulse from the listeners on this one. And yeah, we're just going to talk about a summary of our week. I was back in New York. You were in Tampa. So let's go. Take it away, sister.
How was New York?
It was fantastic, but that's not important. Right now, plane to Tampa. Go.
No, because you went to New York before I went to Tampa. So how was New York? You guys always have such the best time. I love it. I love hearing stories.
Okay, then you'll love this.
Also, side note, can I just say something?
Please.
This whole, I'm watching right now, Commanders celebrate their win. Terry McLaurin, I am so friggin' happy for him. We have talked about him before on Calm Down. You know what? Everyone needs to calm down because good for Terry. And yes, the Jaden Daniels story is amazing. I love Dan Quinn. You love Dan Quinn. I'm sitting here watching footage right now in their locker room of Terry just screaming.
Scary Terry.
Good on ya.
Anything
He's
but
so
scary.
freaking great.
Terry McLaurin, I had the great privilege of sitting down with him a couple years ago for NFL Films. And for anyone that doesn't know, he's a wide receiver for the Commanders.
And a great dude.
Went to Ohio State, a fantastic individual, so much talent. But if you don't know anything about football, the wide receiver is very dependent on a quarterback, a consistent
He's had
quarterback.
17,000.
And he has had the Commanders have had 13 different quarterbacks in the last 8 years. I'm pretty sure all 13 of those at some point Terry also played with. Saying this respectfully to the quarterbacks that have come in and out of Washington, it is very difficult for a wide receiver to every single year. I feel like this even on the desk where it's like, I'm so grateful that our crew at Fox and our crew at Amazon is the same as it was last year. And this is now Julian's second year, but it's like consistency on a desk. And you just went through a whole overhaul with your crew and you did it when Joe and Troy left. It's like consistency creates better chemistry. It's like, because then you know the habits of people. Anyways, as it pertains to football, I'm just really excited for Terry to have, and for the whole Commanders fan base to have something to be excited about and root for. And that is an organization that historically, of course, they were the Redskins before, like have rabid fan bases. Is it rabid or rabbit? I don't know. I
thought it was rabid.
Yeah, rabid. Yeah, sure. Rabbit. I'm going to pull a rabbit out of my hat and I don't know how to do that. Anyways, I'm very excited for them. Yes. So I'm glad you brought that up. All right. Now, New York was great. And this will get me right into the conversation about chemistry. So I've talked about it before, how close our Thursday night crew is.
You guys are so much fun.
Not a like, oh, we hang out because we work together. We hang out because like everyone lands. We're on a text chain, like who's landing when are we getting together? Whit and Sherm were in the lobby bar restaurant and I had just landed and they're like, we're just walking around aimlessly until our quarterback shows up and tells us where to go. And I was like, I love you guys. So meet them down there. We end up all going out and just having the best time. Steve,
where'd you guys go?
We went just bopped around like different places. We were staying downtown. So just went to different bars. We ended up at some random one drinking Guinness, which
so fun though.
But I'm not a Guinness drinker and it like made me feel so weird. Probably it was the espresso martini before that. But anyways, Guinness, I still love your product. It was just a bad night for me. But yeah, we had so much fun. And you have a good time when the next day in your phone, I have 3 videos of me doing fake TCL ads because I saw a box for the TV on the side of the road. So I was like, are you interested in a TCL TV? And I was slurring my words and talking about Bijan Robinson, who was on the front of the TV. And I was like, Bijan Shem TCL. And I don't remember taking the videos. I said, Steve, who took these videos? He goes, I did. You insisted on doing an infomercial in the middle of the street and made the guys watch. I was like, I'm annoying. But no, it was so much fun. We had a great time. Cowboys, Giants, Cowboys, man, those fans, all too well, since that is your team that you cover regularly. Oh, yeah. They travel. I was very happy for our crew. We're 3 years in and we had the highest rated game that we've ever had.
Congrats.
Thank you. And I know you're used to having very high ratings, but it's
stop it.
We are babies. Like we're only 3 years into this thing. And the streaming service was met with a lot of criticism when it first came out. Like, I don't want to watch on stream. It's like, and I'm just grateful that, for the growth of it. And now, they're going to get the NBA and they're getting NASCAR. So it's just awesome. Anyways, I digress to say we had a great time in New York. I love my people and we head to Atlanta this week. Okay. You were in Tampa for the Bucks Eagles.
Just saw a highlight of Baker running in. Shout out to Emily Mayfield on the sidelines with that 6-month-old baby in her red boots.
And her body banging already. I'm like,
oh yeah. Get it, Em. Love the Mayfields. But yeah, I want to bring up something. You just mentioned espresso martinis, which I've never really gotten into. I'm not really a martini gal anyways. I'm very limited in my alcohol selection because I gotta keep
consistent with that. You're consistent with your tequila water. And I don't know how you do that, but okay.
Love it. Can't wait for one tonight. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to pop today at about 2:00, 3:00 in the afternoon. And I've started popping it. It ain't a pill bottle before the game. You want it? No. I've been very good.
No, don't touch that. Don't touch it.
I'm not going to touch it. I'm not touching it. Don't touch that. No, but you're making it redder. Illy, ILY, cold brew in a can.
Charissa,
Oh,
I was on a flight a couple weeks ago, a long one with Kevin Burkhart. We were getting ready to land, and the flight attendant was so kind and said, "Do you want anything? Do you need anything?" And I said, "I need about 5 cups of coffee right now, but I've already I feel like I've had enough and I don't want anything hot." She said, "Hold on a second." She opened up a special drawer, threw me an Illy cold brew. I like the one not flavored, not an ad, but I'd fucking love it to be. She said after a long day on the flights and she's driving home at night on the 405,
Wow.
she said, "I pop one of these and I am good to go." I have been popping one before a game and I'm still good at 8 o'clock at night.
let me ask you a question about this. She's the one that introduced you to these because I hear you talk about these now more recently.
Yeah.
She's the one.
I'm obsessed.
Okay. So, not to make it about me, but I'm going to make it about me for a second.
Sure.
I was introduced to Illy coffee because when I opened up my espresso stand, I had a little espresso stand down in Orange County when I first moved down there when I was 18 years old. Because coming from Seattle, my first job ever was at an espresso stand. And they have them everywhere. The drive-through ones in Seattle, the whole thing, they're all over the place. Well, they didn't have one of those down in Orange County. Now, I couldn't get a drive-through because permits and stuff wouldn't let you. But anyways, I opened up, I'd work at Starbucks in the morning, and then I would go across the street, which is so ridiculous that I was across the street opening up a coffee stand and literally took off the green apron, went over and then worked this stand. But guess what the coffee was that I sold? Illy coffee. It's this Italian brand, has the red logo. It is so delicious. So when you say that, it just brings me right back to my little barista days at 18. And that coffee is going to stand the test of time. I didn't know that you were introduced to that from your flight attendant.
Wow. Yeah. These cold brew, you just take them and you're zing.
Zing, zing, zing. I love that. Okay, great.
You
Shout out
need
to
a
Illy
pass
Coffee.
rush Todd Bowles? I'm a coming. Here we go.
Jalen Hurts wished that they didn't have that. Poor
Golly.
guy.
I know.
Okay, so but speaking of flights, we talked about it on the pregame.
Yeah.
That you had a flight that I don't know anything about this because we haven't talked about it. So I'm excited to hear. You had a flight to Tampa. You said something has happened to you and Kevin that had never happened before.
Never.
Go.
Never. More travel stories by Erin and Charissa.
Yep.
So we get
It's
on
our
the
life.
flight. We're good to go. We see that we're sitting next to each other. We're like, okay, do you have a lot of work to do? I got some to do. It's a 5-hour flight. You should be done by the time you land. We got banging out work. We're gossiping a little bit and then we start working all the things.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lovely couple sitting next to us across the aisle. And we notice they have a dog. So whatever, we're just doing our thing. I go ahead and I have my breakfast. Kevin was like, "You know what? I'm going to hold off and not have my breakfast yet. I'm going to get some work done. I'm doing my thing. I'm listening to my guys." All of a sudden, I see, it's not a lap dog, but it's probably it's not a lap dog and it's not a Howie. So
Okay. Somewhere
I
in
would
between.
say
A
a
mid-size.
40-pound dog.
Mhm.
Yeah, mid-size.
Mm-hmm.
The dog jumps up on the guy's lap and he's panting. And I'm like, "Oh, that dog's so cute." Kevin and I are huge dog people, as you are. So we're like, "Oh, that dog's so cute." All of a sudden, I see the dog then jump out of the guy's lap into the aisle. And then I look at Kevin and I go, "Oh my God. Oh my God. That dog just pooped in the aisle."
No.
The dog was massively sick.
No.
The dog did not poop in the aisle. The dog had a massive stomach issue in the plane. All of a sudden, I looked at Kevin. I go, "Oh my God. Oh my God. We're covering our nose. We're covering our nose." Then you start seeing people all ahead of us start opening the vents and people "Oh my God. Oh my God." Now, full disclosure, the gentleman, the owner of the dog was
Mortified.
"Oh my," mortified.
Good,
Not like a shithead pet owner that's whatever. He was
he has a tummy ache. You're like,
yeah. "Oh, sorry. He never does this." He was like, "Oh my God, we're moving to Tampa." We gave him an anti-anxiety pill. I guess it hasn't kicked in yet. Well, I'll tell you what kicked in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yikes.
So then Raphael, the sweet flight attendant, who we couldn't have loved more, shut up, ran over and was and the guy's like, "Do you have anything to clean it up?" And when I mean it's everywhere, it's everywhere. Where I looked at Kevin and I was like, "This is bad. This is bad." I'm like, "They're going to land this plane. They're going to land this plane." And Kevin's like, "You think?"
Stop.
Guys, cleaning it up. It's cleaning up because it's everywhere. They started passing out masks on the plane.
I pulled out the Lalabo. I start spraying it.
Oh my God.
I looked at Kevin and go, I'm going to barf. I'm going to barf. I'm going to barf. Kevin's like, oh God. I put on a mask with Lalabo on it, all this stuff. And oh God, Kyle Baker changes his pants at halftime. Yep. So I almost changed my, the poor dog almost changed his pants. Anyways, so then
he's doing it. The dog, he's shitting in the street. He's shitting in the street, shitting in the aisle.
It's
really
a bridesmaid
moment. Oh my God.
It was a bridesmaid moment. So this poor guy, and then he's just like picking up wads of paper towel and putting it in this bag and handing it to the guy. Well, then finally it looks like the dog stopped and everybody's good. Then he was going again. And you could just tell the poor guy. And I was like, Kevin, we're going to land. Then here's this girl. I start jumping to conclusions. I'm like, this dog's going to die. This dog is going to die. I know. Kevin's
Erin,
like, is your dog okay?
Oh my God.
Well, then the worst thing happened. These people were so nice. They were so mortified. Then all of a sudden you start seeing people running up the aisle. I'm like, oh no, what's happening now?
Yeah.
Raphael, sweet flight attendant, has to put gloves on, runs to the seat behind the dog. The stuff had rolled back and hit these people's bags.
No.
Not the Toomey. They had to clean the bags because everything rolled back. Shit, literally.
Shit is right.
And the worst part was we were 2 hours in. We had 2 hours left to go.
No.
But thankfully that poor dog fell asleep. They cleaned it all up. But you know it's bad when the owner is wiping the dog's bum. Like,
yeah. Well, I've never had that happen before.
Never.
But I'll tell you what happened and why Steve and I slept on the couch last night. Because the night before, I always leave my bedroom door cracked open so Willis can go out onto the deck because he likes to sleep outside because he's a wolf, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't know this because I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and went to work yesterday. I come home and Steve, so sweet. I was like, how was your day? And he was like, it was okay. And I go, what's happening?
Oh no.
He goes, what? I go, what is that? Meanwhile, I look outside. The hose is coming from around the side of the house up to the second story. I see that. I go, what's going on here with that? He goes, that's what we're doing today. I go, what's happening? He goes, Willis had a lot of accidents. He goes, you got to stop giving him treats. I was like, I didn't give him treats. Apparently he had shit all over the deck and Steve's like scrubbing it and cleaning it. And then he had to do it again. So maybe there's something going around, you know? And so last night, Steve goes, we can't sleep upstairs. I can't clean that deck again. I go, well, then what do you want to do? He goes, we'll sleep on the couch and we'll leave the back door open. So we slept on the couch last night, left the back door open. And sure enough, guess what was outside today? Disaster 101.
Oh, no.
I know. But what are we going to do? So I empathize with the guy, but that did not happen on a plane. Forget snakes on a plane. It's shit on a plane.
I remember, I don't know, maybe a year ago or so, I think there was like a story because my mom, of course, sent it. It was a golden retriever or a lab that had a really bad stomach issue and they had to make an emergency landing. I get it because this was like a 40-pound dog. It was bad.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was bad. But then you felt so bad for the people that got it on their bag.
Yeah.
And then I said to Kevin, is it on your shoe? Is it on your shoe? Did it roll over to us? And Kevin's like, I am so afraid to look. And at that point, we talked about in the pregame show or, you know, even in the beginning, having a great crew to hang with.
Yeah.
I was so glad I was with Kevin because we were laughing so hard and gagging. And Kevin, as we're like this, I'm going to put the picture of us on our IG. He goes, would it now be a bad time to ask for my breakfast?
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh God. I feel so bad. I called or was texting with you on the plane the other day and this poor baby was just not having it. And you know what? I know you're a mother now because you know what your first response was? I feel terrible for those parents.
Terrible. As long as they're not the a-hole parents and they're trying to do something because I would just, even when we're out to dinner and Max like, I'm like, get him out, get him outside. I don't want to ruin anyone else's time.
It's the parents that are like having no regard for anyone else. Like I get that. And the poor baby, but yeah, babies or dogs. Oh my God, that's terrible.
I know. I felt so bad. And those people couldn't stop apologizing enough. I mean, I would have been the asshole that said, can I borrow your mic? Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry to bother you. I apologize for what just happened up here.
Which reminds me, so the last podcast we had, I was asking Erin about getting her nails done because she was going on HSN. This is just a quick, because I'm your biggest fan. Erin crushed it. Her dreams
such a good time
of going on HSN. For anyone that didn't see, I'm going to put the clip up on our IG.
Oh, Lord.
set my alarm. I made sure I was right when she came on. You guys, she was born to do this. If you ever, obviously sports is going to be your forever number one love, but this could be your side gig. You were hysterical. And the sweet woman that you were doing it with, you had a couple, but the first round was the one that I was committed to for the first 2 hours. Liz was on it. Big Eagles fan. She's upset today. She's very upset, but I know she's at home yesterday watching that game and very proud of you. I was like, I love Erin. Anyway, she was adorable, but it gets me to the point.
You could crush it too, Charissa. You'd love it.
Erin goes at one point, she
goes,
oh, look at me, just taking over the place. I was laughing so hard at all of your little like anecdotal things. You were really good. And how do you feel it went overall? Like things were flying off the shelf. We only got 5 left of this. We got 5 left of that.
I was so obsessed with the numbers of it all. I was like, where are we? What are the stats? Which I guess is kind of greedy, but I was interested to see how it was going and coming across. But I was so fascinated by the people that work at HSN. They're so good at it. I mean, and it's their job. And it's what you and Kevin did as
sales
car salesmen. Easy for me to say. It's just everything. And the thread count. And look, I love what they've done. Everything is Disneyland. I even got into it my second segment or the second hour that I did. And I said, the fake horn buttons. I was like, listen to me.
Oh, you
I just want to say horn buttons.
She said that about the one button down thing with the waffle.
She goes, I just love how it's waffle.
Yeah.
Everything was so damn delicious. Charissa, we have got to do a Christmas in June there. I know we have no time ever. You've got to sell some like house and home products. It would be so much fun.
I would love to do that.
I would take 75 illies and we would be on all day long.
And that's not a pill. That is a coffee. Don't worry. I was fascinated by the whole, like those women that work on, like
they're fantastic.
They can sell me literally anything. Because the passion that's behind it. Speaking of passion, one thing that I wanted to shout out, we talked about it a little bit on the pregame, because one of a wonderful question was, what a wonderful world. One of the questions was about how we form relationships with players and coaches and all that kind of stuff. And I had mentioned just the equity that we've put in our 20 years of doing this. But yesterday, Jacob and Sophia are 2 interns. He goes by Jake. 2 interns that I've had the privilege of meeting at Fox Sports, and they're in on Sundays. And they probably think I'm such a weirdo. But every week, I'm like, okay, guys, what do you want to learn this week? What do you want to do this week? What do you want, whatever? Because I remember being an intern many moons ago, and I interned at 2 different stations. And I look back on that, and it feels like 100 years ago. But if you could have told me then what I know now, I just look at them and I'm like so excited for them. Like their whole life is in front of them. And I'm like, I just want all their dreams to come true. Like, I feel like they're like my kids. I'm like, what can I do to help you get to where you want to be? Because I think about the people, Conan Nolan, to this day, he works on KMBC here in Los Angeles, and he is a political reporter, but he also does a bunch of different news stories, and he's been at the station forever. He took me under his wing and he let me travel around with him in his little brown Honda car. And we went and we did live stand-ups and we did all these different things. And every time I see him on the news, it like makes me emotional because I'm just like, he took so much time out of his day while he's busy doing his job to help me learn the business. And I'll never forget that. So if there's any interns out there that like want help or want anything, like I'm here to help you because I just want to pay it forward because I'm so excited for you guys to live out your dreams, you know?
I am laughing because I am thinking about, I also interned at WFLA in Tampa, NBC affiliate. My dad worked there. They were so great. My first couple years, I logged tape. Then my last years, I got to go to Bucks camp, hold the mic. I remember John Lynch and Linda walking in and, just that Bucks team obviously won a Super Bowl and they were great to be around. But we got a great text message or DM today on the Calm Down Instagram account where somebody mentioned that they were very appreciative that we are very vulnerable and honest about, I've had nerves issues the past couple of games, like where I felt like I was going to blank out. Yesterday, that heat got to me and I was on freaking fire, although I think I screwed up my coming out of the
I don't know if you did, but Madison Little to pay off this, was you said in the DM, she said, I know you guys will probably never see this, but I'm a sideline reporter early in my career and covered my first college football game today. That like makes me want to cry for you. I have lots of experience with other sports, basketball, baseball, etc., but was really nervous before this game. I listened to last week's episode on my drive to the stadium, and you guys talked about being nervous and slowing down, and thought about that before my opening hit. And I got to say, I feel like I crushed it. So thank you guys so much. Which, by the way, Madison, I just got to tell you, because there's a lot of shitty people out there that think we're annoying and don't like us, and I don't give a shit. But you sending this note makes me feel so proud of you, and I don't even know you, but like, to go out and do that, I'm sure that you feel like pride in your parents or whoever it is that's like on your support team.
Good for you, girl.
Please add us to the list of supporting you.
Send us a tape of your first hit. I'd love to see it. It would be awesome.
It's so, so sorry to interject, but I just wanted to shout out Madison Little. Thank you for following up with that. And we're really proud of you, even though we don't know you, but we feel like we do. So yes,
and send a clip of your first hit. But here's something. If you're interning and you feel stupid, I'm going to tell a real stupid story of something that I did. I was interning for Dave Cook. He was the sports director at News Channel 8. And obviously they were the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at the time. And Devil Rays. Now they're the Rays. But he was asking me to log some tape that they needed for the 6:00 news on Roberto Hernandez, pitcher. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm looking at all this tape and I'm like, I don't see any Roberto Hernandez on this. And I'm looking at the time cue and I'm like, he comes back in after 30 minutes. He goes, how's that going? Because we need it for the 6:00.
I hate the how's it going.
Oh. I don't see any Roberto Clemente on here. And he goes, Roberto Clemente has been dead. This is Roberto Hernandez. And I go, oh my God. Well, in that case, here's a ton. Oh, Dave Cook, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
I don't know why I got Roberto Clemente in my head.
Well,
Roberto Hernandez was on the mound the day before.
Yeah. You know what? Because you go straight to the top. You're thinking of the best to ever do it. Oh my God. I love that Roberto Clemente bridge in Pittsburgh, by the way. The whole family. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Don't be hard on yourself if you make dumb mistakes. It is part of the gig. It is part of life.
I didn't say, again, not to make this about me, but I have a similar story when I was working at Extra. I don't know if I've told this. Have I told the David Duchovny interview story?
I think so. I don't remember.
Okay, I'll abbreviate it if I've already told it before, because whatever. But it's along those lines that I think that, okay, actually here, I'm going to go a little bit further on this. I don't know if you saw the Gronk prank that they pulled on him on the pregame, the Rich Russo one.
It's great.
Okay, for those of you that don't know, so obviously Rob Gronkowski, future Hall of Famer.
That in the show?
Okay, Super Bowl champ. Why?
Yeah,
because it's a new segment called Gronk. Like there's more where that came. So
it's a new segment. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now I get it. I missed that. Okay.
So this is going to be a whole tangent, but let me just try to, for once in my life, like make things succinct. So it was all about Rob Gronkowski being able to laugh at himself. And so
he's so good. Who's better than Rob Gronkowski? No one.
No one. And that's, I guess my point here is that if going back to the previous question, follow me here, because now this is circuitous. You have to laugh at yourself. You laughing about the Roberto Clemente thing like this many years later, like don't take yourself so seriously. Understand that you're going to make mistakes.
I did that and I was mortified.
Of course. I was mortified. So my Extra story is, it's my audition to be on Extra. I didn't even necessarily want to be on Extra. This opportunity came about and I was like, I called Michael Strahan and I'm like, should I do this? He's like, you're an idiot if you don't go out for it. Like you should do sports. You should do entertainment. This is a great opportunity. So I'm like, okay, but entertainment's not really my thing, but okay. And so anyways, still, I'm nervous. It's an audition. I have to interview David Duchovny as my audition, which he's notoriously hard to interview because he just doesn't give you a lot. Like he's just like one of those that makes you earn it.
Who is that equivalent in our world? Not a Bill Belichick. Who would it
Joe
be?
Burrow. Joe Burrow's not going to give you a lot.
Andrew Luck.
You're going to have to like get it out of him. He already knows he's going to go in with his preset answers and that's fine. But like, unless you really know him, he's not going to like give you a lot. So David Duchovny, I'm already like, oh shit. Okay. Because I think I could be like all cute and like, whatever. I'm going to get this guy to open up. It's my gift. No, it was not Christmas morning and he was not opening up anything, including his mouth.
Sure.
So my first question is, so you speak multiple languages. That's on my agenda questions. I'm not going away from these questions. They're like, these are the questions you ask him. So I'm like, okay. He's like, no, I don't speak multiple languages. And I was like, fuck, hola. And then I was like, Next question.
Joel?
I was like, exactly. I was like, so you like to play pranks on people? And he goes, no, I don't like to play pranks on people. And I was like, gotcha. Like everything that I asked him was wrong. And so I just had to like think of like a way to get out of the situation. Anyways, turns out they gave me the wrong agenda questions. I ended up getting the job because Lisa said it was the way that I handled it and got out of it. So my advice to anyone out there is whether it's the fault, in this case, it was the fault of the producer, which normally I would never throw a producer under the bus, but I was trying to just be obedient. And for once in my life, just ask the questions they asked me to. So if it's a producer or if it's somebody or it's whatever that throws you under the bus, like figure out a way to get out of it and just deal with it. Like it's okay. Not everything's going to be perfect. Like you saying yesterday, you think you messed up your first hit. Like I didn't even notice, but like it could be the biggest thing in your mind and it's okay.
Right.
That was a really long-winded story.
No,
but
it was great. And I think it's a great lesson. I mean, at the time, that probably was something where you're like,
I was like, there's no way I'm going to get this job.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting the job because of it.
Same thing. I was like, I'm an idiot girl. I can't believe I did this. But it's all great lessons that it's like, how do you rebound? How do you adjust? How do you make the, halftime adjustment where you threw an interception and you're not going to do it in the second half or turn the ball over, all the things. Yeah.
Totally.
Wild.
Wait, so you have one more. You also had a flight situation on your way home.
Oh, no, it was just 1,000,000 degrees. And that wasn't us being dramatic yesterday. You saw all the Philadelphia Eagles obviously trying to deal with that heat yesterday. I don't even know. I mean, I saw Mike Evans walk off the field from the Bucs and I was like, dude, I have no idea how you just played in that. It was, there were even moments I looked over, and I know you'll be appreciative of this because we are very tight as a crew. My guys on the field, my handheld guys that are the camera guys, there are some that are carrying it literally on their back or they have this whole thing strapped on them. They get the shots where Baker Mayfield's running out on the field, Jalen Hurts is running, and they're running with them. Like the amazing shots. They're always the ones too where I see the CD Lamb get pissed off and I'm like, hey, get a shot right here. Or, you see Mike Evans a little frustrated if he's not involved right away, or the Vita Vea's dancing on the sidelines. We're such a team. We're so close. And yesterday I saw, as I was looking around, it was just so friggin' hot. And then the humidity made it worse. It was supposed to be 108 and it really felt like that. And our guys, we are not exerting ourselves like football players, but our handheld guys and our guys that are working equipment are doing a lot. I saw one of my guys go down and on his knee, and I turned around and I go, holy shit, are you okay? And he goes, I'm fine. And I just grab water and I said, drink this. And he was like, EA, I'm fine. I said, fucking drink it. Stop being a hero.
You're such a good person.
And then I called Rich Russo and I said, Russo, check on so-and-so. He does not look well. And just our boys, they don't want to take any timeouts like us. Like, I don't want to pee. Like, I don't want to miss a play. They don't want to miss a shot. It's their job. It's what makes us so good.
I love that.
And that was just really tough conditions yesterday to be in. I can't imagine playing in them. Baker had the funny, moment in our post game where he said, I just said, what was it like to play in that? And he's like, I changed my pants at halftime, which I actually was wondering about. And I wanted to ask Brady about it. Do they put a whole new outfit on? Because they're sitting there for 10, 15 minutes and it's just disgusting.
Swampy.
Yeah. So me flying home, I'm not going to say we have access to a shower. I did change my clothes and I took a whole bottle of wet wipes and I just wiped myself in a Delta lounge. It is just nasty.
Yeah. I didn't think about that because we had that game in Florida and it was sticky, but we weren't getting on a plane right after the game. I hadn't thought about that. Like when you sit there and you're like,
for 5 hours and I'm sitting next to Dean Blandino and I'm like, I am just ripe over here. Like just... and I did the best I could to hose myself down and change my clothes. And it was so bad. So gross.
But I was so
Kendra,
funny.
Stop calling me.
Who is it?
My sister. Sorry.
I was
my
like,
sister.
Wait, what was I going to say about that? I don't know, something. But I love that you care about everybody that way. That's so sweet of you. Was Jillian putting your makeup in the freezer? In the cooler?
She put our makeup bag in the cooler.
Smart.
Because the problem is, even though we have a table and you could hide it under there, everything is just melting. And it was just, oh God, I never had cared more about electrolytes than I did yesterday because you're like, you just don't want to go down. We also had a moment, it was a scary moment. A guy from the chain crew got nailed by Goddard. And those guys are coming so fast. They're wearing pads. It is so hard how hard the hit is. And I just moved out of the way really quick and he went down. He was bleeding. And it's just no. I think Kevin and Tom said it
during the game, you just don't realize how fast things are moving on that sideline until you see impact like that. So a lot going on yesterday. We had 85-year-old Tom Moore, offensive consultant, standing there with a sweatshirt and 110-degree temperatures. It's just like,
doing the
Jesus,
sweatshirt on? Take that off. Along those same lines, though, we just want to reiterate, because I know we know people that were affected by everything that happened from the Hurricane Helene up and down the coast in Florida. And so awful. Thinking of you guys, we understand that, yes, the football game, addressed it and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, it's nice to take your mind off it. But then at the same time, you go back home and dealing with the different varying degrees of devastation. So definitely would be remiss if I didn't mention that we are thinking of you guys and have no idea. I know you grew up in Tampa, so you know this all too well. And I remember asking you, I was like, so do you get like advance warnings, like just different things? But it's like a whole different beast. I grew up on the West Coast. I know nothing of that world. So very scary. So thinking of you guys. Where are you at this week, girlfriend?
I am going to San Francisco, not a 5-hour flight.
Lucky gal.
49ers hosting the Cardinals. Great. I got to dive into that later tonight.
NFC West matchup. Great.
And more importantly, an easy flight for myself and Kevin Burkhardt and the LA crew. Those are always helpful. San Francisco, you know what we think about Santa Clara, the tunes.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to good.
When we were texting last night, Erin asked me where I was going. And I said, I'm going to Atlanta this week. And it's at the Falcons and the Bucks, which will be a great NFC South matchup.
That's a great game.
Great game. But then she wrote back, and then right after that, she said, music. And I'm like, yeah, the freaking music.
Great.
I haven't done a game. We haven't done an Atlanta game yet for Thursday Night Football. I'm really excited because right now Carolina ranks #1 of the music. DJ.
Tampa's pretty good. Tampa played a banger yesterday that I look back at Clinton and it was like a 2000s Tampa vibe. And I was like, okay.
Really, it changes the whole mood.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a player, I'm like, I want input on the DJ. Remind me to tell you offline what Schrager said, because I can't share this. It's not my story to tell, but Peter Schrager is one of our favorite people in the world. The funniest, he says the funniest thing. He went to the Chiefs Chargers game. He had a funny thing about the music. So anywho, I digress to say, all right, it's going to be a great week. I love you so much. Go get your sheet done.
I know.
Yeah.
What do you got going today?
What I got going today, my girlfriend Sarah, our friend Sarah Walsh is flying in. She's one of the ones that was impacted from everything that happened in the hurricane. And she is going to be hosting Good Morning Football this week.
Oh, good.
So she's here. She's in town. So I get to see her. So I'm going to try to spoil her this afternoon and take her mind off of what's been going on.
Nice.
I don't know. Just let her do whatever she wants to. I have the afternoon off and looking forward to it.
So her hair was very down and luxurious yesterday, and I looked at her and I said,
how she does that.
Effing clue how I still have like this sunburn like from my weird glasses yesterday.
There's no fucking way. My hair is this short, and it was like felt like it was sweating. I don't know how Rapunzel put up your hair. What do you? How she does that? I don't know. In a wedge, the sideline that one for us is so different. I'm like, how are you getting away with a wedge and a full weft? This is crazy. Good for you,
I
Sarah.
had a double bodysuit situation, and after that 110 degree weather, I'm going to burn that bodysuit. Where that bodysuit was and what it was sticking to will never see the light of day again. The pants held up just fine. I remember saying to my our lovely security, Clinton, I was like,
Clinton,
if it gets really bad back there on my bum and
let
the sweat is just let me know. I'll tie something around my waist. But I mean, it was literally like I had a Gatorade towel around my shoulders and just dabbing a Aduya everywhere. It was tough.
You looked fantastic.
Whoa.
That picture of you and Kevin and Tom is one for the books. You got to frame that one. It's very sweet.
It was one of those where it was like, you don't have to put your arm around me. My back sweat is grody.
I love you. And your back sweat.
Love you.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.